Okay, so I'm doing this working for a client. So it's going to be a sugar jar, and obviously it's customized. So with regards to her situation, we want the guy in question to come back and to be really loving, obsessed with her, thinking about her, obsessed as in a positive way, not in a stalker way, and also, just for everything to move along the way it should, smoothly. So prior to this video, I have called on the Santa Muerte. Sorry it's a bit dark in here also. I usually have a light to the side of me, but it's elsewhere at the moment. I had to move it. What was I going to say? So yeah, so if you have photographs and name papers, put them face to face. Now on her details, I am going to put some Come To Me oil just on hers, because we want obviously him to come to her. And then I'm going to put some marriage oil, because that is another thing that the client wants, is the guy to propose. So I'm going to put some marriage oil. This is like a little oil. It's for success in rituals, so it does no harm to put that on as well. Actually, I'll do both their photographs, or both the papers. Always try and visualize as you're doing it the end result. This is a reconciliation forgiveness oil. Okay. Now, and I do have a little love oil. Where is it? A little bit of pheromone does no harm, because a healthy, it's the wrong bottle, a healthy, physical side to the relationship is always good. Sorry, I just don't want any details to be exposed. Again, work with what you've got. You don't have to obtain pheromones. It's just I have them at hand and I'm using them. And I also would like to put some protection on this, some protection oil, just to keep that's lust. I'll use some of that as well. Protection is good to basically, protect the relationship, keep third parties out. Okay. And on hers, I'm going to put Red Hot Lover. Okay, so the papers are dressed, and what I'm going to do is fold them towards me 3 times, and then turn clockwise and bring in again 3 times. And if you could get some pink ribbon, this is a bit big, but should be fine. And a ring. This is to symbolize commitment. This is a bit big, but it'll be okay, I think. Actually, I'll just open this out a little bit, like so, just so that I can wrap it around. And I'm going to bind them with this ring. I bind you, commitment, love, happiness. Sorry for the dog barking. Happiness and a future together that is only involving the 2 of you. There will be no outside influences. You only have eyes for each other. No one else. You're emotionally, physically, and spiritually at one with each other. And so it is done. So I'm just going to tie that. See if I can get it in 3 knots. I usually like to tie in 3 knots, but if you can only get one knot, it's not the end of the world. Actually, just give it a second because it's a fiddling match. Okay, so we've got that. It's a little ring. Any kind of ring will do. This is like an imitation engagement ring, but it's, you know, it's still a proper ring. You know, it's a dress ring, but it's a ring. So I'm going to pop that, into my jar of sugar. Normally I pour the sugar, but tonight I had this in the jar, and I've got a few bits and pieces in there. But I'm going to put some other things in here. A little bit of road opener. Some cinnamon with a little bit of ginger mixed into that. And I'm not putting any oils in it because things are going to get messy if I do that. So I'm going to put some catnip to attract him. A little bit of Eyebright. Let's see. These are just a few little love powders that I make. Oh, and the petition. So I want them to be, you know, emotionally, physically, spiritually at one. I put that on the petition. Write your own petition, you know. I like to keep things in the present tense. So it's up to you, you know, what way you want to go about that. But I really like to keep things in the present tense. That way we're attracting things to us a lot quicker. That's my opinion. These are Santa Muerte flowers. I've been on her altar and I dried them out. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of marriage powder on top of that, and that will do for now. So what I'm going to do is breathe into this. I always put my hands in the shape of a triangle. I've always done this. Triangles, in my opinion, that's all about manifestation. I'm just going to pop a lid on it, give it one shake, and then I'm going to burn a taper on this, and I'll dress the taper in the appropriate oils, marriage oil, love oil, that kind of thing. And now what I'm going to do is an extra little bit to this working. I'm going to pop that to the side. So I have an orange skull candle that I have baptized in the guy's name. I bore a little hole underneath it and I put his photograph in there. And I'm using an orange one because orange is, to me, symbolizes opening the road opener. And this skull is his, basically, it's his head. It may not look like his head, but this is a representation of his head. And I do the baptism. I'll have to do a separate video on that, and I call down, you know, the mind into this. So this will be a vessel, if that makes sense. And I light the skull candle. I don't want to light this at the moment. I've done other videos on this, so you can search for them. But I'll be putting oils. Actually, I'll do that. A few of these now whilst I'm explaining. Yeah. Also, I put the female in question's name across the forehead, so that he's always thinking about her. That is the intention. But I've etched his name all across this, and love, and then her name, kind of thing. So communication, that would be a good oil to use to get him to communicate with her. But yeah, orange is good for opening roads, and I always use orange candles for blockbuster spells, kind of things like that, you know. This is a little healing oil that, you know, that's good if you have someone that is a little reluctant to come forward, maybe due to past hurts, that sort of thing. So that is the reason why I use that. And this is friendship and excuse me, reconciliation. So a friendship is always a good place to start with someone if you've been apart. Some people just don't want the friendship, they just want to jump straight into the relationship. But no, it's always good to have a friendship first, because it's a building block to better things. I always preach this. So if anyone says to you, "Oh, I just want friendship for now," accept that, because they will grow to love you. So this is marriage oil, again, to put it on his mind. I've also used love and lust oil there, I should say. So a little bit of control oil. We do want to control him, so. And I'm gonna put some cinnamon ginger over it, like so. Just a little bit, not too much. It's hard to light whenever you put too much. And I did cleanse the candle with rose oil. You could use Florida oil, hyssop oil, whatever. Florida water, sorry, hyssop oil, whatever you have. That's all I'm putting on this for now. So I'm gonna light this, and I'll be turning it clockwise, and I'll be saying, "She is the only one for you." I prefer to do this off camera, to be honest with you, because I really need all my attention. And there's certain times of the night and morning I do this, and I don't take a lot of these cases on because of the commitment. There's a lot of commitment to this, because, and also I need to say, I light a candle, and I light some incense or a cigarette. I hate cigarettes, to be honest with you. A vape pen is fine, but I use a stack of incense, and I'll turn the little skull candle clockwise whilst making my intentions. In this instance, it will be something like, you are now totally infatuated with her, you love her, she is on your mind constantly. You tell her you love her, you show her you love her, she will be with you forever. You will have a healthy partnership. You will make up to her everything that what went wrong in the past. You love her so much. She is your world. You tell her that you want to marry her, that you want to be with her forever. You show her this. You propose to her. You never keep her wondering. You always let her know where you're at. You always come over and see her. You always make her feel wanted. She never has to second guess things. This is important. You need to feed that to the skull. She never has to second guess things. You always are clear with her. You always tell her what it is that you're thinking. And, things like that. I'll be doing this for quite a while with regards to the client's case. So, it's important to go over everything. So, you are emotionally, physically, and spiritually at one with each other. You love being in her company. You just love her, everything about her. You love everything about her, and you tell her this. You will never want to break apart with her ever again. She is your here, she is your now, she is your future also. You love her with all your heart and soul. There's no other woman for you. You only have eyes for this lady. I'm saying her name. Even though the candle's not lit, I'm still feeding in the intention. It doesn't matter actually if the candle's lit or not. Obviously I will light the candle, but this is what I'm doing for her whilst the candle is lit, kind of thing. I'll do this later on, but I do this for about 15 minutes. So it can be hard going, but that alongside the little jar, I think is quite a potent working, and it'll push things forward for the client, and that's what we want. We want to push things forward, and I think this situation, I think, stands a good chance of working out. Obviously I can't give a guarantee, but yeah, I think this working has a good chance of manifesting the way she wants it to. I think the feelings are there. I think he's just a bit, I don't want to say confused, but sometimes I think with regards to what goes on in people's history, with regards to relationships, whatever goes on in their lives. I think that plays a part in how they treat future partners. So this is something that we want to unravel and, fix, so that he can give her, his all, and commit to her, and, happily ever after. I can't say that the spell will last forever. Who knows? I've quite a good track record with regards to spells. Uh, no spell is the same, no situation is the same. And when people come to me and ask me, what's your success rate? I find it really difficult to measure success rates. And anyone that does give you a figure, I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest with you. I would question that, because you have to keep tight notes on people. And people are strange, because when things are going good in their life, they don't come back and tell you that. You may find out down the line if they need some other kind of a working, maybe it be a money spell or a job spell, and then they tell you, oh, that love working, everything's great, we're getting along fine. So it takes a while to get information about previous spells. I can't hound every client because I'm very, very busy. So all I can give you is figures as to my current client base, which is about 70% return clients. So, if you want to measure that, you can measure that. But yeah, I mean, it's impossible. Some people also just bounce around stacks of spellcasters. They're trying this person, not giving the spell long enough to work, and that is going to be chaotic. I had someone say to me, oh, but all these love spells I'm getting done, surely that's making things stronger. It's not at all. It's actually creating chaos, and you could end up with a reversed result. It could seriously backfire on you. Spells don't backfire unless there's a reason for it. And the reason normally is too many spells, or you're working spells at home. Don't work spells at home alongside my spells, because that is just, no, it's gonna, like I said, a cluster or something, that I can't say. That's what it's going to end up, and you're putting the spell at risk. But that's not intended for the client. I just wanted to air that if anyone's watching this. So these two, I'll be working the jar with a candle, and this will be worked for probably a month, maybe more. If I run out of candles, I'll use another one. On the jar, I will lay the jar at a tree, but again, I'm going to give it the best part of a month, and we can see how things go from there. But it's all about symbology. The little ring represents marriage and commitment, and it's drawing everything, to her, and we're getting into his head to put the idea of marriage into his head. So, I have high hopes for it, and I really wish the client well. And for everyone else, it's thehouseofmagic@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. If you're waiting on a video, I will be with you all very, very soon. I'm really sorry for the delay. The weather has been crazy here at the minute. I'm not sure when you'll see this, but we've had a heat wave, and it's been just so warm, and I've had to, work has been a bit slower. Videos are a bit slower to upload and things like that, but it's just to let you know that if you're waiting on a video, I'll be in touch very soon. I'm going to go through my client base to make sure I've got everyone notified, so I'll be doing that very soon. But yeah, I mean, the month of June, it's been very warm here, which is unusual. You'll probably see this a lot later. But anyway, so don't get confused. These videos are pre-recorded. It just takes me a while to edit them, mop them up for upload to YouTube, and the YouTube editor itself is so slow, so it holds me back a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to ramble on, and that's not a good thing. So it's thehouseofmagic@gmail.com. Thanks for all your inquiries and your likes and just watching the videos. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Good night.